Welcome into our third day of reflection on the praying with icons, icon of our Mother of Perpetual Help. Okay, our topic for today is actually the subtopic is towards a perpetual help spirituality. This is something that we will reflect on as many or maybe all of us are devotees of our Mother of Perpetual Help. So what is perpetual help spirituality? Before that, we will try to recap what we had talked about the past 2 days to give us a little background. So we said that the picture of our Mother of Perpetual Help is called an icon. Not just an ordinary painting, but an icon. Why? Because it is a window to heaven, a window to God. And we remember that it is painted by an iconographer, not just out of his or her creative prowess, but it is a product of fasting, prayer, and contemplation. So before drawing, they have to fast, they have to pray, they have to contemplate. That's why it's a holy image, sacred icon. The particular our Mother of Perpetual Help icon, which we have here, is called the Virgin of the Passion. Why Virgin of the Passion? If you look at the two angels, they are holding the instruments of the Passion. Michael on the cross, Gabriel with the spear, the sponge, and the spear. And they are reminders of the passion, the suffering, the death of our Lord Jesus Christ on the cross. That's why it's called Virgin of the Passion. Now, yesterday as well, we talked about the different colors. And those different colors have specific meanings. It's not just because they are the favorite of the painter. So for example, green means new beginning, new life. So this green, many are wearing green. So it means new beginning. There is a renewal. There is a transformation. If it is brown, it means earth. So Jesus is wearing the lower garment in brown, indicates that he is human, like you and me. So all of these different colors. Okay, now we go to the topic for today, and this is then perpetual help spirituality. So we believe that the icon, the image, sacred picture of our Mother of Perpetual Help is asking us to live what we call, or what we can call, as perpetual help spirituality. And this spirituality has 3 dimensions. Very easy to remember. Mother, perpetual, and help. So these 3 things had to be integrated together to be able to live out what perpetual help spirituality is. Okay? So the first one, mother. I put here motherhood because I don't want to emphasize just being a mother. Because there are many men here, afterwards, I'm sure they will tell me, what about us, fathers? If it is only for mothers. So what about me also? I'm a father. Not of a child. Not yet. But yeah. So what I mean here is the spirit of being a mother. Okay. I think basically you generally know a lot about motherhood than I. But let me give you a few ideas, especially based on the motherhood of Mary. When the angel showed herself to Mary, in the Annunciation to announce that you will be the mother of the Son of God. What happened? Remember, this time they were saying that Mary must have been like 13, 14, at most 16 years old. A young girl, teenager, being told by an angel, you will be a mother. I think she will be frightened, right? Because she will ask, what will happen? Which she did. Remember, she asked, how can that be? I do not know of any man. So, that calling to Mary by the angel, Annunciation, she must have been, what is this? Right? So she must have been frightened. I will be frightened. Maybe later, I will understand, but my initial reaction will be fright. Now, but even or in spite of being frightened, she courageously embraced the call. So that's why it takes guts to say yes. It takes guts, courage to say yes to this call of being a mother of the Son of God. Just like all you mothers, it takes courage to raise a child. It takes courage to carry your child in your womb for 9 months. Because strength, courage, and everything else. Okay. So maybe motherhood also is about courage. Motherhood, as we all know, in the life of Mary, is full of suffering and sorrows. Remember even what they call as the 7 sorrows of Mary. Because especially in the crucifixion, you see your son being tortured, actually. Ultimately being punished, and you know your son is innocent. I'm sure it breaks the mother's heart. Yet, amidst that difficult situation, she boldly, radically, continuously have faith. She did not give up. She did not say to God, if this is your son, why did you do it to me? But she continued her faith. So motherhood, I think, in the context of Mary, is about that boldness to believe. I'm sure mothers here, and even fathers, also know what it means. Because all of you, or all of the mothers and the fathers, the parents, you believe in your children, right? They might not be perfect, but you believe in your children. In the same way we transpose it to our faith, then we believe and trust. That's why faith is also described as trust, fiducia, meaning you trust. And here, faith is about doing the will of God. So that, again, Jesus transformed motherhood, sister, or being a brother, or being a family, into not just blood relation. Motherhood for Jesus is, as Mark says, whoever does the will of God is my brother and sister and mother. That's from Mark 3, Gospel of Mark. So in other words, motherhood is faith. So that's why Mary has that big faith, because she is both literally the mother who gave birth, but also literally not literally, but figuratively, spiritually, the mother who believes. Does that make sense? Okay. In other words, in the perpetual help spirituality, we are all called to be mothers, to be courageous, to be faithful, to do the will of God. Perpetual. That image is actually the interpretation, Japanese interpretation of the Our Mother of Perpetual Help icon. So you see the Japanese eyes. When we say perpetual, it means constancy. It means always. It means never ending. To embrace perpetual help spirituality, we have to be committed, to be always, to be constant. Again, let us look at the life of Mary. If you remember, there are Mary in the Gospels, very few moments. It is not, she is there always in these different stories. But if you look at it again, on a second glance, Mary was there on very significant moments of Jesus' life. Birth, of course. Presumably, Mary was there when Jesus was growing up. I'm sure as a mother, she did not leave Jesus somewhere out there and just leave him there. But she must have been with him as Jesus is growing up. Then, in the Bible, the next time we see Mary is during the presentation at the temple. Remember that when Jesus was missing and lost? Because about 13 years old for young boys, this is a very special time when young boys are presented, offered to the temple. Okay, that's why it's significant. And the next one is the miracle of Cana, the first miracle of Jesus. The very first. So Mary was there on that important moment. And she was the one who noticed that the wine is almost finished. And then again, we see her again, next time in the crucifixion, especially when Jesus died. And then after that, we see Mary again during the Pentecost, together with the apostles, gathered together, and she was there again. If you look at Mary's life story with Jesus, he was there from the beginning up to the end. Constant, very significant moments in Jesus' life. Mary is there. That's why it's perpetual. Now, on another note, how many of you are devotees of our Mother of Perpetual Help? Most of you, I suppose, no? Most of us who comes here regularly every Saturday, do the novena and everything. And that will be for years. Again, you cannot be a devotee if you do it twice. Correct? You cannot be a devotee if you will only do it when you need something. We cannot be a devotee if, I will only go when I'm free. To be a devotee is constant. To be a devotee is perpetual. There is always, maybe not every Saturday, but regular. So there's the constancy. So in the perpetual help spirituality, we are celebrating that and recognizing the constancy. The always. It is like being in love with your husband or with your wife. There is constancy. You see him in the morning, but you still love him, right? Or you see your wife, maybe only maybe, huh? Many times, no. But the love is still there. Right? There is that always constancy. In other words, in our life and in our faith, we are always told to be consistent, meaning again, committed. We cannot just say, I will only do I remember there was this story. It didn't happen in Singapore, it happened somewhere else. All she was praying, and all she wanted was to find a husband, partner in life. She said, I will do the 9 days novena. 9 Saturdays here, 9 Wednesdays there. So she did the 9. And then after that, she said, nothing happened. I didn't find my partner in life. So, not important anymore. It's not worth it. A month later, she found her partner in life. And she came back again. Thank you. So, meaning that there are times that it's always an effort. It's always, there's always involved a little more step for us. So that is so as we embrace Perpetual Help spirituality, we are always encouraged and challenged. Do a little more. Step a little more. Little more step. Okay. Help. Very easy, help. Help is a word that comes from the Latin succurrere. That's why Our Lady of Perpetual Succor. It's Latin word, succurrere. But the word, if you learn, is to run to the rescue. There is an urgency. So, if you would like to help, you run to help. Right? You help. Later. I'm busy. Would you like to serve in the church, in one of the ministries? When I grow old. When I'm not busy. So, Perpetual Help spirituality is promoting that there's an urgency. Cannot wait. Because those who need something need to be helped, not tomorrow, not 2 years from now, not 3 years from now, but now, at present. That's why present is a gift. A gift means present. A gift doesn't mean tomorrow, but present. Now. Gift exchange. I have 1 minute. Gift exchange. Now, you see exchange gift cancelled. Because we are used to exchange gift during Christmas. No? So, in the exchange gift, I will give, but definitely I will receive. No? Because in a group, for example, we are one association or one ministry, one group. No? They will say, okay, we have an exchange gift. Minimum 20 Singapore dollars. If you give 18, you see? But the wrapper is $2, so it's 20, right? But the expectation is, I give, but I should also receive. Right? Actually, it's not giving. It's just exchanging. It's transactional. Now, gift exchange is different. Because when I help, when I give, I am not expecting anything in return. So that it's better to give than to receive. So, Perpetual Help spirituality, the help is not, I will help, so that I will also receive help. No, 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 no. It's I will help for the joy of helping. Running to the rescue for the joy of doing it. Otherwise, we will just be transactional. It's like going to a market. I get this, I give this, I get this. So giving is never like that. Helping is never transactional. Okay. Third. Now, that is why we are called to be devotees, but at the same time missionaries. Because to help and helping as a mission, because it doesn't ask for return. To help is to be sent. To help is to be given. To help is to be offered. And not expecting anything in return. That is why the call is for all of us devotees to also be missionaries. So that we offer, we give, we help. And we do it with urgency. 2 minutes na lang. Okay. Now, yes, the Papa students, we also learned that praying with the icon means being still silent. That's why all the images had closed mouth, closed lips. Because it doesn't want us to talk. It wants us to listen, to be silent, and to gaze at each other. So, as we continue our reflection, let us allow the gaze of the icon in the silence of our hearts. We don't have the time now, but maybe tonight before you sleep, I'm sure you have picture or image or icon of our Mother Perpetual. Just spend a few moments just to gaze. Meaning, to gaze means you look at the icon, but as important, you allow the icon to look at you as well. So that it's like you stare with God, and God staring as well on you, but in silence. Because I have extended myself, we will just end with a prayer of Pope Saint John Paul II. He has a prayer to our Mother of Perpetual Help. And we will recite this together. All together. O Mother of Perpetual Help, Holy Mother of the Redeemer, magnificent sign of our hope, we entreat you. Come to the aid of your people who long to rise again. Give to all the joy in conscious and active solidarity with the poorest among us, proclaiming in a new and valiant manner the gospel of your Son, the foundation and summit of all human coexistence, in a longing for a true and fair and lasting peace. Like the infant Jesus, whom we admire in this venerated icon, we too wish to clasp your right hand. You have the power and the goodness to help us in every need and situation. This is your hour. Come to our aid and be the refuge and the hope of us all. Amen.